Someone Like You, a love story in 6 parts, inspired by the song of the same name by Adele. Chapter 2. The Uninvited Memories. The subsequent days in St Austell came and went like a dream, with Emily and Charles caught up in their unexpected reunion. They fell into a routine, meeting each day at Rosemary's, their conversations meandering between the past and the present. Emily found herself being drawn into the vortex of their shared history, the memories they had made together resurfacing, uninvited yet irresistibly compelling. Every shared glance, every word exchanged, felt like a piece of a jigsaw puzzle, slowly coming together to form a picture that was as beautiful as it was painful. One afternoon, as they sat in their customary corner of the cafe, Charles's gaze fell on a photograph displayed on the wall. It was an old picture of the town's annual Rose Festival, a sea of faces lost in a riot of colours. Among them, 2 young faces stood out, a young Emily and Charles, caught in a candid moment of laughter. "That was our last summer together, wasn't it?" Charles asked, his voice low, a hint of nostalgia colouring his words. His eyes were still fixed on the picture, lost in the reminiscence of a simpler time. Emily followed his gaze, her heart twinging at the sight of their younger selves, their faces radiating innocence and love. "Yes," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "It was." The photograph had captured them perfectly. Charles, his arm draped casually around her shoulders, was caught mid-laughter, his eyes alight with mirth. Emily, leaning into him, was looking at Charles with an expression of pure adoration. It was a snapshot of their past, frozen in time, a cruel reminder of the love they had once shared. "Do you ever think about it, Emily?" Charles asked, tearing his gaze away from the photograph to look at her. "About us?" Emily was taken aback by the question, her heart pounding in her chest. She looked into Charles's eyes, seeing the same question reflected back at her. "Sometimes," she admitted, her voice barely audible. "But it's been a long time, Charles." Charles nodded, a look of understanding passing between them. "It has," he agreed. "But some memories, they never really leave you, do they?" The unspoken words hung in the air between them, the weight of their past pressing down on them. Emily felt a lump forming in her throat, her mind filled with images of their shared history, their first kiss under the starlit sky, their whispered promises of forever, the crushing pain of their separation. All came rushing back like a floodgate had been opened. She looked away, her gaze falling on the cobblestone streets outside. The summer haze had returned, wrapping the town in a dreamy glow. For a moment, Emily was transported back in time, back to a summer filled with love and heartache, back to a time when Charles was hers and she was his. As Emily wrestled with her resurfacing feelings, she realized that Charles was right. Some memories never left you. They lingered, hidden in the recesses of your mind, only to resurface when you least expected them. And with their resurfacing came a tide of emotions, uninvited and overwhelming. Emily looked back at Charles, his blue eyes watching her with an intensity that made her heart flutter. She knew then that their journey into the past was far from over. The uninvited memories had only just begun to stir, threatening to disrupt the fragile peace they had found in their present. "I think it's time we talked about it, Charles," Emily said, her voice steady despite the turmoil within her. "About us, about everything that happened." Charles seemed taken aback for a moment before a slow, understanding smile spread across his face. He reached across the table, his hand coming to rest over hers. The contact was electric, a spark that bridged years of separation. "I think you're right, Emily," he said, his voice thick with emotion. It's time. And so they dived headfirst into the past, navigating through the labyrinth of their shared history. They revisited their first meeting at the Rose Festival, their stolen kisses, their shared dreams, and ultimately their heartbreaking separation. They laughed at their youthful follies and grimaced at the painful memories, each revelation peeling back layers of unresolved emotions and unspoken words. For Emily, each memory was a painful reminder of the love they had lost. Yet, with every shared moment and every whispered confession, she felt a sense of liberation, as if she was finally freeing herself from the shackles of their past. As the afternoon gave way to the evening, Emily and Charles found themselves immersed in their shared history. The cafe, once buzzing with customers, had quieted down, the only sounds being the low hum of the espresso machine and their hushed voices. The evening air was thick with unspoken words and shared memories. It was as if they had stepped into a time capsule, the outside world fading into insignificance as they delved deeper into their past. By the time they decided to call it a night, they had journeyed through years of their shared history. It was a journey that was both painful and cathartic, a journey that had brought them closer than they had been in years. As they walked out of Rosemary's, the cool evening breeze sweeping over them, Emily felt a strange sense of peace. The uninvited memories, once painful, now felt like a balm. She looked at Charles, his face illuminated by the soft glow of the streetlights. His eyes met hers, a silent promise lingering in their depths. In the heart of St. Austell, under the starlit sky, Emily and Charles had journeyed through their past, their uninvited memories serving as a bridge between their past and their present. The second chapter of their story had come to a close, leaving them on the precipice of uncharted territory. Yet they were ready to delve deeper, to uncover the truth, and hopefully find their someone like you.
Someone Like You is comprised of 6 chapters. To watch or listen to all 6 chapters, why not subscribe to the Romance Diaries? Or if you want to experience your own real-life romance, why not visit one of our sponsors by clicking on a link in the description. The next chapter is Chapter 3, The Shadows of the Past.